this meeting to order. Let's do our pledge of allegiance, please. Jeff, you lead us?
Yes. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Very good. Okay. I don't think there's anybody signed in. I thought the moment Sean signed in, he didn't. So we'll go on down. Rowdy, I don't have to get the minutes approved, so you don't have to remind me. I need all the help I can get. Okay, let's go to the administrative section. Who can make that motion to? Now, Mr. Linwood isn't here, correct?
Correct, yes.
And our understanding is the reason is because the test scores are still not available.
Exactly. You don't have to, yes.
All right, so the administrative section. So Larry made the motion.
Second.
Second by Rowdy. Okay, all right.
Okay, item A, a West Virginia University student, Wanda Williamson, to perform observation at Lincoln County High School during the fall semester. Item B, a contract with Jennifer Pruitt to provide transportation for a West Hamlin Elementary student from October the 31st, 2014 through June the 11th, 2015, according to the terms of the agreement.
Okay, you may have any questions about that one of those. If not, I'll call for Chris, is that an all yes vote?
Yes.
Yes. All yes on those administrative items. Okay, in the finance section, we have a motion.
I move.
Carol made the motion.
I'll second.
Second by Fred. Jeff, you doing those?
Yes. Item A is a schedule of invoices totaling $839,093.31. Invoices available for public inspection here at the office. Item B is financial statements for September and October 2014. Please see the attachment. Any questions?
Okay. One thing I just want to mention, since it's the finance part, and Bertie isn't here, but if anybody wants to look at these are the individual school audits. If anybody would like to look at those for the past year, you're welcome to look at them. I just had a couple of things, not mentioned to Bertie lately, but typically, you know, some various findings, or I don't see anything that are really great concern, but the segregation of duties has always seemed to be cited at the elementary schools for those. I guess that's just where the principal and the secretary are doing those and no one else is involved. But the other thing that I noticed, and you might pass along here, Jeff, if you would, is that there's a lot of profit and loss statement problems where there are many are not doing those, or that's one that jumped out at me at a lot of schools, and quite a few of them where they, you know, if you have an activity, you have to do a profit loss showing, you know, what you brought in, how much, it's one of the requirements. But anyway, there's other findings for, you know, but once again, there are a lot of, you know, there maybe a check wasn't signed, and some of them are fairly common things, but if anybody would like to look at these, I'll have them here, and you can take them with you. Okay. All right, the finance section then. Anybody, if there are any questions, we'll call for questions. Is that an all yes vote?
Yes.
Yes. Yeah, all yes in the finance. Okay, we'll go to personnel. Motion, please.
Second.
Fred made the motion, Larry seconded it. Okay, Trish.
Okay. Section A is the employment of an extracurricular athletic personnel. And Section B, a leave of absence. Any questions?
Okay. Anybody have any questions about any of those? Okay. No, but a related, or kind of related person, is our associate principal, do we know about him?
He's on the job.
Is he here now?
He started today.
Okay, good.
Today?
Wilkerson.
Yes. Yes.
Mr. Wilkerson asked me, and I said, I didn't know.
Mhm. I think I told you all last week that he was supposed to be starting today. You did. And he did.
Okay, good. All right. If there aren't any questions in the personnel section, call for questions. I've done all yes vote.
Yes.
All right. Okay, we'll go to comments and concerns. Anybody have anything? Great.
Yes.
Okay, I've decided anybody else was moving, so I thought it was your turn.
As you all know, on December the 16th, we have scheduled the Hamlin Pre-K 8 and Lincoln County High School to do their LSIC presentation. Well, Mr. Snyder had made a request, and I told him I would ask if they could postpone their presentation until after the holidays in order for the new associate principal to be able, because there's some programs and things that they would like to be able to present and some data, and he would like for him to be involved, and wanted to know if you all would allow that to happen after
I think
the
that'd be
holiday.
fine.
Good idea.
Okay.
Okay, we'll just make maybe the next meeting, we can decide when, whatever we, I don't recall, you may have to look and see how much you have on the January meetings and all, when's a good time for that. Okay.
One thing, I had requested that we have the vocational program review.
Yes.
Is that in order? It'll be
Yes.
On the
They're
22nd.
coming on the 22nd.
on the 22nd.
Yes,
That's part of that
In our
special
work
meeting.
Yes.
session.
Correct.
It'll be part of the work session?
Yes.
yes.
I guess that's okay.
That's on the schedule.
It'll be a long one.
Okay.
Christmas tree season's over.
Yes.
Okay, yeah, that's fine with me.
I think in my update today, I told you that Mr. Midkiff would be sharing with you some information that Mr. Smith had given us regarding the sign and the lettering, and that a gentleman is coming next week from the scrolling sign. I don't know what better way to describe that one, to look at the
I just wanted to brief you on what Dana Smith is, what he's found out since the last board meeting regarding the old sign, as well as what the board had asked him to look into regarding the new electronic scrolling sign. So I'll start with the old sign. He's checked into not only the cost of the 18-inch letters, but also whether or not those letters would fit within that space that's available along the front of that old sign. And there's not enough room for that size letters. What he is suggesting, that he has stepped it down and talking to this rep too, that we probably want to look at 10-inch letters, that those will work, even though it'll be a little bit tight.
I'm kind of confused. I mean, obviously, there's enough room up and down for 18 inches. I don't know how wide they are. Is that the problem?
The issue is how wide those letters are. They're almost as wide as they are tall.
Oh, okay.
That's the problem. Yeah.
I knew there was more than enough room, going up and down. I didn't realize they were that wide.
10-inch letters would be the largest letters that would fit in that space.
We were looking at 18-inch letters before, right?
Mhm.
And what did we have on there now, 4?
Those are 4-inch letters that's on there now.
Are they still thinking that they would be black in color so they'd stand out?
Black, made out of aluminum.
Now, do you think they're similar in that they're almost as wide as they are in height?
According to Dana, those letters are just about as wide as they are tall, no matter what the height is. That relationship exists between the height and the width.
I guess that's our only option.
And the cost would be, for those 10-inch letters, would be approximately $638.
Good grief,
Expensive.
it's awful expensive.
Do they put them on for that cost, or do we have to do?
He didn't say when I talked to him.
Is that about $80 a letter?
Yes.
Last time he was talking like they were gonna have to, that they would be taking the old talking.
Yeah,
Don't not take them off now, he didn't say mount them, but.
Let me find out that answer. I'll
Yeah, I thought
I'll
they
email
said
it
they'd
to
remove
you.
the old one and install the new ones in the same way. That's what I remembered.
Sir?
I just want to throw this in here. 2 months ago, for $1, I bought the letters High School from the old Hamlin building. They were being sold at the auction over here. And they are about 10 inches tall. And the word High School includes the letters LCHS.
Well, we're writing Panthers.
Oh, you're writing Panthers. Okay. Well, okay.
Well, our thinking is that on the new sign, it has Lincoln
Okay.
County High School, so it identifies the school on both sides.
I'm sorry, gotcha.
The new signs, John. But, so we thought that, to coincide with what's on the building itself, where we have,
Okay.
a high school building, Panthers, something that would, kind of.
And you probably don't want to use just the Hamlin letters. That would cause scandal, I'm sure.
Well, once again, it's already identified as the high school.
Yeah.
So what we were trying to think of, and particularly, I don't know, Jeff may be getting that, you weren't here when we talked about this, but the idea of the Panther, and that, have the name Panther, and also maybe a Panther, I'm not sure.
Cool.
He's going to talk about it.
That makes sense, okay.
And these letters would be similar to the letters that are already on Lincoln County High School.
On the building?
On the building
On the main building,
itself,
okay,
yes.
gotcha.
Is this solid aluminum, and how thick is it?
Now, I don't know how thick it is, I can find out.
It seems like an awful lot of money if they're just hollow, thin aluminum lettering.
He told us the other day that that's why I was saying it was going to be between 500 and 1,000. I was just
Yeah, I remember.
guesstimating.
I could probably, if we knew the material, and I mean, I can't guarantee that the design would be identical, but I have a very good friend who manages a high-tech machining state-operated center, and 10-inch aluminum letters, a sheet of very good aluminum materials, $200. I don't know how you get it in the coloration you want. I don't know if the designs that we're looking at are colored or what, but out of a 4x8 sheet of aluminum, you can get a lot of 10-inch letters.
And how thick would those be, the depth of?
I bought sheets of plated, treated aluminum for $125 a sheet, 4x8 sheets 7 or 8 years ago. You can probably get plain aluminum, it's a 1/4 inch or 3/16 of an inch thick.
That's probably where the difference is. I mean, it wouldn't hurt to see. what
The
it'd be.
letters on the building out there stand
I was
out.
gonna say, that's probably what
So
these are.
that-
They're probably,
If they're 3/4 inch thick, you're talking an incredible amount of material in them.
that's probably the difference, I would say.
Yeah, but see, you can make any letter stand out by putting something behind it, holding it out, correct? You can make any letter stand out. It would be mounted flush against the brick.
They look like they're kind of boxed in to me, the letters over there.
I'd say on the high school, they
Block
probably are.
letters.
I don't know, I've seen it.
Not like flat or,
Yeah.
Well, maybe Rowdy, if you could just inquire, Rowdy, if that's a possibility that we might.
I need
Hope we
to,
have Dana get in touch with you.
well, I take my kids to school Thursday morning, I'll look at the letters that are on the building, I'll walk over there and look at them and see what they look like and get an idea. I mean, or do we have a sample? Do we have, I mean,
We do not, Dana doesn't have a sample.
I
It's just
promise
on-
you, I can take a picture of the letters that are there, and I can have an exact replica, scaled down to 10-inch letters made, I mean, that is an exact replica. Now, the finishing of it, I can have it anodized even for that.
Okay.
And I don't think the sheets of aluminum are that expensive, but if it's 3/4 inch thick material, you're astronomically increasing the price of it. I mean, I don't,
Well, I really doubt if it's solid material, it's just gonna.
I'd say there's a foam
That's
backing or
what
some kind of backing on it.
Maybe, could you also find out what the depth and how thick these are that Dana's talking about, Jeff?
I made a note here, and the notes aren't what I'm looking at here. It's possible that it's not all aluminum based on what I'm looking at, but I want to talk to him.
You have a picture of them?
No, there's no picture.
Well, we just, I'd just like to be sure that whatever we get, that we're, it's gonna be what we're looking for, and, even though it may cost a little bit more, that it's,
This says, part of it says cast metal letters, and then it says materials aluminum, black anodized.
you can find out a little bit more, and
Okay.
if we can too, then we'll go from there, but, we don't wanna, we wanna make sure it's what we want, whatever we end up doing. Okay. What else?
Okay, and he's also checked into a fiberglass resin material Panther. And he discussed this last week. It's 4 feet, 4 inches long, 15.5 inches wide, 16 inches tall, and weighs approximately 50 pounds. That could be bolted onto the old sign.
Now, has he measured the available space there?
Yes, it actually would fit either on the middle row or the top row, on either one. It's because those rows are 18 inches wide, and this is what I said, 15.5 inches wide.
Right.
But
But there's enough length on the top one too?
So you wanted me to see if you had a preference, as to whether it was on that middle, if we would put that panther, place it on that middle row or on that top
Top.
tier.
And is this panther gonna be black?
It's black.
Did we get a cost on that one?
It's $561.30.
That's better than 11,000.
I thought the one we looked at, they showed us last week was $300 or $400.
Now, he looked at a concrete one, I think that was $300 or
One where you have a
$400.
picture of it, you mean?
Yeah, he had a picture of a fiberglass resin one, and I thought it was worth something. But maybe this one he's looking at's bigger, because I don't remember having the exact dimensions. But I'm going off memory, and that's faulty.
Scary.
Sometimes.
Yeah, I understand.
Well, that sounds reasonable. Does anybody, well, maybe we can think about that too. I mean, it seems reasonable that we, if it fits there, we just have to decide what level to put it on, right?
Well, no more ways, we can put it on one level and look at it
Yeah.
and set it up on
See
the
how-
next level.
Before you.
Yeah.
Wonder how well this will hold up to the weather.
I think they hold it.
Yeah, it's very durable,
Yeah.
that's what it said.
And they would, you said they could be mounted either way,
Yeah, and somehow it'd be metal to, or mounted to a metal plate, which in turn would be mounted to the
All right.
top of the sign.
Yes.
okay. Sounds good.
Dana seems to think that's the direction
Yeah.
to go.
So the Panthers cost less than the letters.
Okay, any other questions or concerns?
So what about the new sign, any new info on him?
Yes, the new sign. Of course, Dana provided you with a quote last week. I'll get that for you, Sean.
Thank you,
Because what I have actually has got notes written on it, but I'll get you a clean copy.
thank you.
That was approximately $20,000, $20,335. Included in that quote was this external temperature sensor. I think Larry, Fred maybe had asked him to check on that, to look into it.
I mentioned.
It is, it's optional. It is what you all thought it was. It tells you the temperature, you know, per time scrolls it across the sign. It's $250 that we could deduct from the cost of the sign. So that's one consideration.
Look at the temperature in the car.
Go to the library.
Save $250. Put it on one of the letters.
Programming the sign. That could be done one of two ways. One would be to run internet to the electronic sign.
Now, from the high school to the
Yes.
side, all that is.
The other option, which is included in this quote, is this wireless Ethernet bridge radio, which if you've got a clear 1,500 feet shot from the line of sight to the sign, it will operate that sign, which Dana believes we have less than 1,000 feet, or around 1,000 feet from the vocational corner of the school to the new sign. So he believes that
It is less than
this would
1,000
work.
feet.
Say that again, now, how does that, say that one again, please?
It's a wireless device that communicates with the electronic scrolling sign. And as long as it's got a clear line of sight of at least 1,500 feet, within 1,500 feet, it will operate that.
You program it right from a
Marquee.
vocational school, and it does it wirelessly. But it's through a radio. I know a little bit about these things from security alarms.
Does it matter that that it's not gonna be facing the sign, because it's gonna be to the side of the sign, does that matter?
Well, you put the transmitter probe in straight line of sight.
Right.
I'm sure it would have like an antenna
So that
on the
makes
sign somewhere. You put out a sight that's in a straight line.
And going back to what Trish mentioned a moment ago, the rep is actually going to be on site. He is going to be here on December 8th or 9th. I believe that's either Monday or Tuesday of next week. Dana's still working with him to nail that down, but if any of you are interested in meeting with the rep, you're more than welcome to do so. If you just let me know, then I'll, let Dana know. So
Now, is this something that, was this a state bidded item? Was that?
Yes.
Okay, so, no, you wouldn't have to get any other quotes or bids or anything, is that true?
That's true.
That's true.
AEPA.
We had actually received another one prior to this one, and it was higher.
Okay. Now, does this go through Reeser, and is it
Well,
RFP conference?
yes, it's, yes.
Did you,
Yeah.
excuse me. Thought you'd finished. Did you mention the cost of this feature?
It's included within the quote that we
We just didn't know what it meant for sure at that time. I thought it was this is what it is, but we weren't sure and asked.
Well, we certainly, like Carol said, we don't want them to have to run out there
Right.
Still the thumb drive, zip drive.
every time they change something.
The only other cost associated with this electronic sign would be mounting it to the top of the new sign out there, which we would end up doing it, our guys, our maintenance men would do that. And Dana estimates that cost would be approximately $350 for the materials that would be needed. He said the sign weighs approximately 450 pounds, so it's pretty heavy.
Can't we negotiate with the people that's making the sign and have them to install it also?
Possibly.
That may be one of the things when the rep comes that Dana can
Work on
talk
and-
talk to him about.
I mean, for 20,000, you'd think, yeah, they'll put it up.
We don't want to drop it, do we?
No, and then they have to be, if we put it up and something happens to it, it's not covered, but if they do it,
I
then.
think we had to put that one up out to Hamlet Creek
We
AA.
did.
Yeah, we did.
I think so.
Okay, all the information I have for you regarding the signs.
Looks like we're making some progress, sounds like. So we're going without any weather defect or info, it'd be wireless, those are good things.
I'd have to drive up here to see what the temperature is, so we can leave that off.
They have the temperature at the clinic, don't they? They flash on their sign, or at the drugstore.
Well, the library, I think.
does. We have it on our phone, so.
Yeah.
Everybody's car has it anymore.
Okay.
Okay, very good, thanks. You'll just let us know, then, Dane, or Jeff, when you find out when this will be here, right?
Yes, I'll send an email, I'll let Carl know.
All right. Okay, what else we got to do?
That was it for me.
That's it for you? Anybody else got anything? Let's see, I was going to think something else. Oh, one thing, I just happened to come across this the other day. I know it's a moot issue now, but we were talking, I cited, or gave you all a copy of the code, I'm sorry, the other day on this administrative certificate being required. I was looking for something else the other day, and I ran across where they were talking about the new evaluation system. And at first, it got my attention because it was, in the first part of the language was saying it superseded others. So I said, well, that got my, so I better read through this. But anyway, I found eventually the part there on 18A-3C3 on item I, where it has the same language that is passed in 2012. So when they did the latest evaluation information for professionals law, that it just kind of reiterates what that other code says. So I just happened to run across that, and that's what I wanted to give that to you. The only other thing, I noticed on the news, and you all may have seen it too, about the 2-hour delays that Kanawha County have abolished. Everybody's grinning here, but I started having questions about that. Now, because there seemed to be, if you had your staff come out, obviously, and that was one of their work days, and then you made them make up a day later on, I guess that's what Dr. Deering was saying, that they were looking at $700,000 for that. But wouldn't that be in just extraordinary circumstances or something, or what do you all think about that?
Yes, and one of the differences, and we talked about this, one of the difference, if you listen, the Kanawha County were expecting their employees to show up. If they had a 2-hour delay, they showed up at the normal time anyway.
Right.
Here, we give them an hour, that they can come in an hour later. So that has not been an issue with us, I want to say, as you said, unless it was an extraordinary circumstance.
That's what, I knew that that would be part of it, is when you return the bid, but there still could be the possibility, even though they came an hour later, they're still there before school starts, right?
That's right, and I think we have to be careful when we make those decisions. If we feel like it's possible that a 2-hour delay could become a day out, that we close buildings, then we need to just go ahead and make the decision to close school and not take that risk.
Well, but like what Tricia said there, I knew that when you ask people to report, it has a lot to do with it. If you tell them to come the same time as they always do, then obviously that might be a factor. The other thing though is, we have so many days that we're gonna have to, that really that wouldn't count again. In other words, you're not gonna extend the school year for.
We have 8 days built into
Yes.
the calendar.
So, I mean, you could, some weather could do crazy things. So you have 8 days where such a thing could happen on a 2-hour delay, really not cost you additionally, right?
Right.
But at the same time, like you say, I guess you just have to think through it, especially if we begin to use those days, you'd have to be real cautious about having a 2-hour delay, if you didn't have any days left over to deal with.
Yes.
Okay. I saw my buddy on there,
Pick
Mr. Thaw, kind of bottled myself. Okay, that's all I had. Anybody had anything else? So you're gonna get out here well ahead of time. You'll be early waiting.
Basketball with that in common.
Good job, good job. Okay, well, if there's nothing else, let's adjourn until December the 16th at 6 o'clock at Hamlin PKA. Motion. Carol made the motion, and second by Mr. Wilkerson. That an all yes?
Yes.
All right, good.